Finally got the hammock up, guys. My husband is working on redoing this because the recycled wood is falling apart.
There you go.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
One big piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Chicken coop tour video. All right, don't mind the tether ball right there. I'm gonna need to move that a few feet over this way, and my hands are filthy because I've been working in the garden, so don't mind that. Okay, so the size of the run itself is what, dear? 10?
It's 20 by 11.
20?
Including the coop.
20 by 11, and it's a sloped roof. So it's how high on this side, dear?
Like 5.5 feet, and this is...
So this side's about 5.5 feet, and then this side over here is 6?
6.5.
6.5 feet. So 5.5 feet, 6.5 feet. Sloped roof. And we used, for the roofing, there's what, plywood underneath of that?
Yeah.
So 4 by 8 sheets of plywood, and then we used metal roofing, 12. What is it?
Strips under it.
And furring strips under it.
Because you don't want to put the metal roof directly on the plywood.
Okay, yeah. So furring strips are under the metal roofing.
They're separated. There's 5. There's one here, one here, one here, one here, one here.
So they go across the top to separate the metal from the plywood. And then what is this? And why is it here? What's that?
This is just to protect the corner of the plywood.
From getting wet
Yeah.
and getting ruined.
Yeah.
And it's basically what, 2x4s? 2x4s around the bottom.
But over here we used 4x4 as
Oh, and on the corners we used 4x4s as posts. So 4 of those each corner.
I did 6.
Oh, 6. Okay.
I just
Oh,
did
okay.
8 foot
2 in the middle
sections.
too.
So it's actually 16 foot, but then when you add the section under the coop, they get 4 extra feet of running.
Okay. Yeah, under the coop
so
they get.
Run's actually only 11 by 16,
But then they got that extra little area underneath there.
Yeah.
And this, the wire that we used is 1/2-inch hardware cloth, and it's just stapled in all around. And
Right here.
to keep predators out, what predators will do is they'll walk up to a place that they want to try to get into, and then they'll start digging down. So we have, what is it, a foot?
Yeah.
It's a foot of hardware cloth that runs, let me see if I can show you. Here it is. Here's a corner of it. And I think I have a little clip of us doing it. And it goes the entire length all the way around the coop, even in the front here where the door is and everything. So to try to keep predators out, as well as this motion light. I got off Amazon. It's a solar motion light. We just put it up last night and it seemed to work pretty well. So I think that's everything on the outside. And you built the door. And then here is the door. He built the door. And so what kind of a thing is that?
Just like a gate latch.
It's a gate latch that is, what, raccoon proof?
No, raccoons can open this because they have little fingers.
Oh.
So they'd be able to do that. I mean, it's be.
I thought you were getting one that,
That's what this is for.
oh,
If you don't
Okay.
have this, then you want to put a carabiner in here
okay.
because they wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, so you'd want to put there's a little hole. Can you see that? You put a carabiner in there so they couldn't lift it up. Because raccoons, they have like opposable thumbs.
I guess.
I think they do, and they can get into
They can
stuff.
grab stuff. I don't know.
So then there's a handle. Oh, so I put this up here. That way I just lock it. And what is this? This is a
I don't know, just like a slide bolt.
slide bolt.
I don't know what it's called.
But that makes sure the girls are in there nice and secure.
And make sure
And then-
before you show your wife the inside.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was a fun day. He was so excited to show me, you know, how the coop was, that we went inside, and so there's like this little thing and it loops and goes onto the inside. So when you're in there, let me show him, dear.
Okay.
You just pull this little string and the door pops open. And that wasn't there the first day he showed me, and he locked us both inside the coop. And we had to call our neighbor to come and let us out. That was fun. I've got this chain here, I think is probably gonna be for like treats. I've seen a video where you can fill like a water bottle full of like worms or something, dried worms, and put little holes in it and they'll peck at it and enjoy that, or hang like a head of cabbage from it, which I thought would be fun. I keep bringing in all the weeds, the piles of weeds that I pick. I think that's okay to do. Chicken people, is that okay to do? I mean, that's what they do when they free range, go around and peck weeds and stuff. What do I want to show you in here? Oh, the feeders. So I got these off Amazon. They're awesome. So they have this really cool top that just sits on there and it doesn't get knocked off, and they can't land on it and poop on it. You see how clean it is? They try to get up on it and then they just slide off, slide off, slide off. It's got these little compartments where they have to stick their head in and go down to get the food, so it saves on waste. You see there's not like a whole lot of waste. So one of them is recommended for 6 chickens, and I have 8 chickens, so I got 2. And then I have a couple of logs in here for them just to kind of peck at. They're old and kind of rotted. Didn't know if there were some bugs in there for them. And then this is the waterer. My boss has had chickens for a long time, and she says she's tried several different types of watering and feeders. She's the one that recommended those feeders. She said they're great. She also recommended this waterer, and it's got these little nipple things that they peck at, and then the water comes out, and it's also has an automatic heater at the bottom, so when the temperature drops below freezing, it'll automatically kick on and keep the water from freezing. And again, this is slippery, and they can't really land on it and poop on it and make a mess of it, right? So I love it. Hello. Do you want to talk about the ramp at all, like, or the door? So no, don't go, girls.
What about it? It's just a ramp, man.
Like, did you have to build it at a certain slope that was recommended, or?
No, I don't actually know, but I just put it there.
Oh, okay.
But you could also do like a ladder, because they don't use this anyway. They like jump from here to here.
There. Yeah.
So you could just put like a couple steps, and they would probably be fine. Like I could probably take this out and just put this, but I don't think it's in the way, so.
So I mean,
it's fine.
I like the ramp, so we'll leave the ramp for now. But this is the door.
Makeshift door.
How big is the door? So I have.
This door is only 8 by 10.
Yeah, the door is 8 by 10. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to do automatic door or just leave it like this. When it gets really cold, I like to have the door on there. So like we had a night that was like 30 degrees, and they're still pretty young, and they shouldn't be out in less than 50 degrees. So I shut the door up on them at night, and then would come and open it up in the morning. But you just slide it in and out. There's like a little. Babe.
Yeah.
This is like a little.
Oh, sorry, dear. Yeah,
little gap there, and you slide it in and out like that. Oh, I wanted to tell you, underneath this area here, let me get down and show you. Excuse me, dear. So this is underneath the coop area. I'm actually my husband's gonna put another board back here across there, and then I'm gonna fill in with sand, because I would like this to be like their area for like dust bathing. And I hear that they like sand a lot, so that's what my plan is for that. Oh, and another thing about the feeders I wanted to tell you was these are actually recommended for chickens that are 16 weeks and above. I mean, I had another feeder in here for them, and I just brought this one in to maybe see if they would use it. It's recommended to put it up on like a cinder block, because for chickens that are 16 weeks, they're going to be a bit taller. But since mine were still babies, they're only, what are they? How old are they?
They're 7.5 weeks.
They're about 7.5 weeks, 8 weeks old, something like that. So they're still kind of short. So I just put them on the ground here, and they figured it out within like hours. So as they get bigger, I will put these up on cinder blocks, but they figured it out just fine. So there is the same kind of hardware cloth all around the top here, but because it was still getting so cold, we put the wood up. We'll take the wood down when it gets warm. Okay, let's show you the actual coop. Okay, so in the back here, we have, it's just 2 really big doors. I don't know if I can get back and show you. That open nice and wide, so it's easy to clean. Again, there's hardware cloth all along there, but my husband just kind of covered it up, and on this side too. So to try to keep them a little warmer while they're still young. But these, there's one on the bottom and one on the top, and then the doors just open like this. And I've got a couple of heat lamps, and I've been keeping this thermometer that is hooked to my phone. It's 80, almost 80 degrees in here. So the Roosting Bar, we've got a couple, because I wasn't sure what kind they would like. They use both of them, so I still don't know which one they prefer. But this big long one back here, what kind of wood is that, dear?
That's a timber.
That's a timber. And how big is it? It's
8 foot.
It's like 8 foot.
It's like a rounded board.
And then he just kind of built, so that can be lifted out of there and cleaned, right?
Yeah.
So built like little holders on each side, and if I need to take it out, as you can see, it's already really filthy because chickens will poop on everything. But they've got a little step ladder to the door, because we used this wood around the bottom, because I'm planning on doing the deep litter method, where I just keep adding litter on top of the old litter. I think this can be taken out. This is their old feeder and water. When I was shutting the door up, I wanted to make sure they had water and food. Okay, got distracted. The deep litter method. So some people only change their litter like once a year, twice a year. And so my plan is to change it after winter, because what they say is that while it's composting down, the lower part will actually create heat and also keep them warm in the winter, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm thinking that I'll be cleaning it after winter is over. So I'm gonna try to not clean it once or twice a year. But let me show you, I can show you how I've got the heat lamps kind of, and we'll raise this one. This one's a little low, but they're so small, some of them still don't even roost at all. And of course, me being a new chicken mom, I'm overly worried about them. Come out at 3 and 4 in the morning, checking on them, making sure nobody's frozen. But they're fine. I know they're hardy animals. What else? Oh, so with the deep litter method, like we put the wall around, that way it wouldn't ruin the wood, because this is like cheap. Well, I guess it's not. What kind of wood is it? It's not cheap crappy. I mean, it's...
No, but it's not really protected.
It's not really protected. But the other side is. But this right here, he made it so that I can lift this board out. I'm not going to take it all the way out because all the litter will just fall out. And then, you know, when I do go to clean it, all I have to do is just, you know, not with my arm, but with, like, you know, with something to clean, a shovel or whatever. And it'll be easy to just clean it all up. And the flooring is we just got some, what is it, like
Linoleum.
a big piece of linoleum
Vinyl
from
or something, I don't know.
from Lowe's, and we just put it down. And then this wood is, you can kind of see,
There you can see
sitting on the top of it, kind of hold it from them, you know, trying to, I don't know if they peck it up or dig it up, but it, you know, it's easy to clean. But, you know, I should be able to like have a good, how many inches is this?
I think it's like 6.
Like 6
Like
inches of
5.5 or 6.
6 inches of litter before I have to, you know, clean it up. I think that's there. You can kind of see the
venting.
the venting, yeah,
And there's more right here.
all the way around, and there's more venting. It's just covered up with wood right now.
Because their poop creates gases that they have to vent out.
Venting is to air out their stench. Air out their poop.
Like their poop creates like methane
Oh
gases.
yeah, their poop creates, well, doesn't everybody's poop create
Yeah,
methane
but if
gases?
they live in it, it might like be bad. It'll be bad for them.
Like living in a fart. Okay, so
Like when you fart and put it under a blanket and smell it.
yeah, it's not good for your health.
Alright, and did you show them how we did the locks?
What?
This is
So-
to protect the gap
So that's
between the doors.
okay.
And then this is put on here because I didn't want to have four slide bolts.
Right,
So
right,
we
right.
have to do it like
So
this.
there's like one that goes over, and then this one goes over. So
Yeah, and then it just goes
so you
like
gotta
that. And then you can get away with just 2 slide
two
bolts.
sliding bolts. Yeah,
I didn't
really-
want to have 4.
really locks it into place.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
As far as their nesting boxes or their laying boxes, they're going to be on this side eventually. My husband hasn't gotten around to doing it, and they're only 7.5 weeks old right now, and chickens don't start laying until they're about 16 weeks is when they're an adult. So we have a little bit of time to build those, but that's where they'll be, and I'll show you those once they're built. That is it. Look at them. They all come running. Right? Right. Say, Mama brings treats.